parallel lines and transversals. Your next unit is going to be another short one because we focus only on the parallel lines, and then the second part is dealing only with like linear equations, so like slopes, solving for y, which we did earlier this year, and all of that topic. So we're keeping it separate. So we're focusing only on parallel lines and transversals, and then angles that are created by them, okay? So first off, parallel. Remember that parallel lines, they do not cross, okay? They do not cross. They go in the same direction. So for example here, A to D and E to H are parallel, okay? Now the parallel symbol are these two little lines. Anytime you see those two little lines, it means they are parallel, okay? So can someone give me two other lines that look parallel on this picture? What two other lines look like they would be parallel in this picture? Himatullah? C to D and G to I, or G to H, whatever that is. Yep, these two are also parallel. They're going in the same direction, and they're not intersecting. All right, the next ones are skew lines. These are the ones that some students have a hard time understanding. But what they're doing is they're going in different directions, but they're not intersecting, okay? So for instance here, A to D and D to C are going in different directions, but they would intersect, they would touch. We don't want them touching. The best example I can give you in the classroom is like this corner here. You see how it goes up and down? And then that top of the ceiling over here on the wall, that line goes side to side, right? Are they going in the same direction? This one's going left and right. That corner's going up and down, right? Opposites. And are they touching? No, those are skew lines, okay? So they can be anywhere near each other, but they have to go in different directions, okay? There is no special notation for that. But let's look at parallel planes. So the parallel planes are the ones that are blue here. And again, these are not going to be intersecting. So plane ABC and plane EFG, these are parallel planes because they are not intersecting, okay? So let's actually write at least a sentence there so they're not blank. So let's put plane ABC is parallel. Let's call the other one plane EFG. We could do the same thing with the skew lines. I can say line A to D is skew to line H and G. Well, at least write that down. That way you guys at least have something to look back at. Okay, so just remember, skew lines do not go the same direction and do not intersect. That means they are far from one another, going in different directions, okay? And then parallel planes, they're just like lines. They're not going to intersect, going in the same direction as well, okay? So let's practice that. First one, who can give me a line segment that's parallel to F and X? What was it? H and Z. All right, can someone else give me a different one? E to G or E to W? E to W. And what would be the last one? G to Y. Okay? So F to X is going up and down. All we did was find all the other line segments that were going up and down as well. Okay? For the next one, we're going to find some that are skew to Y to W. So find me one that's going in a different direction than Y and W. A different direction, but not touching Y and W. Who thinks they know a line segment? Yes, sir?
G to H.
G to H would work. It's not going in the same direction. It's not going in the same direction, and it's not intersecting. Okay, can someone give me a different one, Catherine? E to F? The problem with E to F, no, that's right. E to F works. E to F is also going a different direction than the red one and not intersecting. Can someone try giving me one more at least so we have three?
H to Z.
H to F? Why would H to F not work? Who can tell me?
It's parallel.
It's parallel, it's going the same direction. Which one were you giving me?
H to Z.
H to Z? Can H to Z work? Is it going in the same direction? No. Is it intersecting? No. And we want both of those answers to be no. All right. So I'm going to give you a moment to try that. See if you can answer these three pieces, parts A, B, and C, okay? All right, let's see. Who can give me a line? Just one. A line segment parallel to B to C. Yes. B and C, he said G and H? All right, G and H is one. Catherine? Which one? A to D is another. All right, Christina? The ones in purple have already been named. So can you give me one more line that's parallel to the red one? Which one? F to E, good. F to E. All right, let's go with the other one. The next one, we're looking at line segments that are skew to A to F. So give me another line that's going in a different direction than A to F, but not intersecting it. Himatula? C to D would work. Alessandra? B to C would also work. Catherine? E to H? E to H would work. Himatula, yes. G to H. Okay. All right. Let's go over to the bottom one. Who can name me a plane that's parallel to A, B, and G? So what other plane is going in the same direction as ABG? Which one? DCH. Good. Plane DCH. DCH, any of the 4 points within this rectangle would work. Any 3 points within that rectangle would work. All right, so remember planes is just the opposite side. So if it's on the left, the one on the right. The one on top, the one on bottom. All right, so on the right side, we're going to start looking at angles. Y'all want to get these angles down? If you get these angles down now, it makes the next 2 days a lot easier, okay? So a transversal line is a line that cuts through more than one line. So this transversal line is cutting through line L and line M. It's just going through it, okay? That's a transversal line. When we have transversal lines, we have different angles. We have corresponding, alternating interiors, alternating exteriors, and consecutive. And like I said, if we get the vocabulary words down now, it makes the next 2 sets of notes a breeze, okay? So let's go with alternating interior first. What 4 numbers are in between the 2 lines, line L and line M? What 4 angles are between lines L and M? 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so alternating interior angles. The first thing you want to do is label the interior with an I. These are all your interior angles. So if you're looking for alternate interior angles, these 4 should be your only options, okay? Alternating. I don't think any of you guys are driving, but I do not know I have some of you that are older than others. But if you're driving or your parents are driving and you're alternating lanes, what are they doing? They're going from one lane to the other lane. Now, hopefully you or your parents are good drivers. Do they go straight to the right or do they go kindly at a diagonal to the right? They go diagonally, right? So that's the same thing with alternating interior angles. You're going diagonally to the opposite side. So we can say 5 and 4 are a set of alternating interior angles. So angle 5 and angle 4 are a set of alternating interior angles. And if they're a set, what's my other set? 6 and 3. Okay? Alternating interior. Now, if we have alternating interior, we also have alternating exterior, okay? So let's look at that one. What 4 numbers are on the outside of the 2 lines? 1, 2, 7, and 8. So I'm going to label it with an E. These are your exteriors. And again, you're alternating lanes as if you were driving. You're going to go from 7 over to 2 because you have to go from exterior to exterior, okay? So we're going to say angle 7 and angle 2 are alternating exteriors. So if 7 and 2 are a pair, what's my other pair? 8 and 1. Okay, so which ones were the interiors? Do you remember what numbers they were?
Yes.
Which ones?
3, 4, 5, and 6.
3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, going on with the interior still. Consecutive interiors. It's kind of like if someone said consecutive numbers. Consecutive numbers means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like you don't miss anything. It's the next one that follows. So same thing with consecutive. It's the one that's right next to it on the same side of the transversal. So remember, your transversal is the line that cuts through the other two. So what two numbers are on the same side of this red line?
3, 4, and 6.
3 and 3 and 6 are not on the same side. See how they cross through the line? They want to be on the same side. So let's do 3 and 5. You're staying on the same side of the red line. So 3 and 5. And if 3 and 5 are a pair, what's my other pair? 4 and 6. If y'all want to put right above it, same side, these are same side interior angles, okay? So they're on the same side of that third line that doesn't seem to be going in the same direction. Okay, so the reason I wanted to go over these three first, and I skipped that first one, is because the first one is not focusing only on the interior or only on the exterior, it's focusing on both. This is the best way for me to describe it, okay? So corresponding, do y'all see how corresponding does not have the word interior, right? It does not have the word exterior. So when you remember that, this is what I need you to imagine. If you want to draw it on your notes, you can. You're going to imagine two circles here. And what you're doing is you're pairing them up with the angle that corresponds with it from one circle to the other. For instance, if I'm focusing on angle 1 is on the top left. What's on the top left in the second circle? 5. These are corresponding angles. The angles that are on the same side, but at two different intersections, right? The two different intersections of the lines. All right, who can try to give me the one that pairs up with 2? What would be pairing up with 2? Christina? 6. So angle 2 and angle 6. Angle 2 and angle 6. Okay, which one's going to pair up with 3? Alessandra? 7. So this one should be angle 3 and angle 7. And then the last one has to be angle 4 and angle 8. Okay, so corresponding again, the word interior is not in the name. The word exterior is not on the name. So this is the one where you draw the two circles, okay? All right, when you're ready, we'll go down to the bottom. Again, if we can get these 4 down, again, it makes the next two sections easier because we're looking at the same vocabulary words. Okay? All right, so let's look at the bottom real quick. The bottom, we're going to practice just at finding the angles. So it says, refer to the image below, classify the relationship between each pair of angles as either alternating interiors, alternating exteriors corresponding, or consecutive interiors. So first thing I ever want you to do, is label interior, exterior. So what numbers are the interior angles? 4, 3, 5, and 6. So in here, I just want you to do a little, I don't know, it looks like a little arrow thing. There you go. And we'll call that an eye. That means the ones on the other side, the ones on the outside, these are your exteriors. And you want to do that because it's going to help you with the names, okay? So let's look at the first one. The first one, we're looking at angle 1 and angle 7. So ask yourself, are they both interiors, both exteriors, or are they one of each? They're both exteriors. Look at the names. Which is the only one that has the word exterior on it? Alternating exterior. So that's our first answer. Alternating exteriors. All right, let's look at the next set. The next set is focusing on 6 and 3. Are those interiors, exteriors, or one of each? Interiors. You have two options. They can be alternating. Remember, you're alternating lanes in a car. Or they can be consecutive interiors. Which ones are they? It should be consecutive because they're next to each other on the same side of that third line. So consecutive interiors. All right, consecutive interiors has been taken. All right, let's look at, what are we looking at? 2 and 6. Are 2 and 6 both interiors, both exteriors, or one of each?
One of each.
There's only one that has one of each. And what name is that? Corresponding. So the last one we're looking at is 3 and 5. And if you look at those yellow dots, are they interiors or exteriors? Interiors. Good. Are they alternating or consecutive? Alternating. So the last one should be alternating interior angles. All right, when you're ready, we'll go to the back side so we can finish this up, okay? All right, interiors and exteriors. That should always be the very first thing you do. These are your interiors, and these are your exteriors. Kaden, we're looking at 1 and 5, Kaden. What did you call that set?
Corresponding.
Awesome, corresponding. All right, the next one we're looking at is 6 and 4. Cameron, what did you name that one? Part B.
Alternate interior.
Good, alternating interior angles. The next one we're looking at 2 and 8. 2 and 8 we're going to go with Carlos.
Alternating exterior.
Alternating exterior. And then the last one we're looking at 4 and 5. 4 and 5. And Miss Desiree, what did you get there? Consecutive interiors. Good. All right, guys. All right, so let's look at the bottom one. The only reason we threw the bottom one in is because you won't always see them in this format where they're going left and right, then one's going up and down. Sometimes you'll have this one where it's going 2 up and down and 1 going left and right, okay? So I want you to do the same thing. Focus on the 2 lines that are going in the same direction. So A and B. These are the 2 going slightly in the same direction. What are the interior angles in this image?
3, 2, 6.
All right, these are your interiors, which then means this is your exteriors. If you can do that, then you should be fine as long as you follow the same steps, okay? So what line is the transversal? That's asking you what's the one random line going in a different direction than the other 2? Line M, good. So for that first one, we're going to put line M. All right, corresponding angles. Remember, this is where we imagine that circle. So if that circle's there, what are my angles that match up together? 4 and 2. All right, 4 and 2. 8 and 6. Which one? 1 and 3.
5 and 7.
And then 5 and 7. She made sure she got one in there before you finished them all, Himatula. All right, how about alternating interior angles? Which ones would we consider alternating? 2, 7, 6, and 3. Good. 2 and 7. Then the other one would be 6 and 3. So angle 2 and angle 7, angle 6 and angle 3. All right, so if those are your alternating interiors, which ones would be our alternating exteriors?
1 and 5, 5 more.
1 and 5?
1, 8. What?
1 and
8.
8.
I said that.
Sorry. 5 and 4. All right, then for the last one, consecutive interiors. These are the ones that are both inside, but you're not crossing a line to get to the next one. So for instance, if I'm looking at 6, do I want to say 6 and 2 are consecutive or 6 and 7?
6 and 7.
Should be 6 and 7. There should not be a line between them. So angle 6 and angle 7, and then angle 2 and angle 3. Good.